Hello, everyone. My name is Slappy Burger, and welcome to part three. Not part three, part four of my Survival Island series. I just haven't uploaded part three yet, but that should be up soon. Anyways, welcome back. We're still playing on the same island that we have started on, the original Survival Island seed, not one of those jank other seeds that we have floating around out there. And of course, also in beta, because it wouldn't feel like a proper Survival Island challenge without beta now, would it? Anyways, last episode we did two things. We did this little lava fountain thing that the challenge board, we found a challenge side down there that wanted us to do it, and we built this really tiny cactus farm. Now, I would like to clean up this cactus farm a little bit, but that's not going to be the main focus of today's episode. It does work, as you can see. We just collected a few cactus from it. We don't need it to be super big just because I'm gonna be honest, we don't really have much use for cactus, at least right now. If there's a point in time when we're playing this that we need more cactus, then by golly, we can expand this farm if we need. But um, we're back in Survival Island, and that's what we did last episode. Anyways, today I think we're going to continue cracking down on some of these challenge boards, and the next one here is an underground tree farm. Now, I do want to do one thing before we start working on that, and it's going to require us to expand some of this cobblestone stuff we have going on over here. I kind of want to make this area over here something of a, I guess like a industrial sort of area, I guess, an area that just kind of is dedicated to, you know, building things that are for producing stuff and things of that nature, just, making goods. Some other farms that I had that aren't necessarily we need them. I kind of want to build a bigger wheat farm over here. There's a wolf over there. It's running around killing the sheep. That's funny. We're not going to tame him. We already got our sheep. Our wolf. We haven't named him yet. But over here, we're going to build like a sugarcane farm, maybe. Make a much bigger wheat farm. Maybe we could make a mushroom farm over here. Might be cool. It might be cool. Just all sorts of automated farms make our lives a little bit easier. But right now, I'm just expanding the cobblestone platform over here, and I'm going to make a pretty big one. That's the main reason why I gathered up all this cobblestone in the last episode. It's because I wanted to make this industrial area rather big. I believe I've said it. I'm not too concerned with the way builds look on this world particularly. I mean, I'm usually not too concerned with the way my builds look in general, as long as they look like what I'm trying to do. But for this world especially considering I'm playing, hardcore, where if I die, that's it for the series, I want to be less necessarily, focused on aesthetics, at least for now. Maybe if we get to a point where like there is literally nothing else, like I guess productive for us to do, we can start worrying about aesthetics. But we are going to work on that underground tree farm today once I get this stuff sort of expanded, which I'm gonna cut it here for a bit, and then once this platform is expanded a bit, I will go ahead and come back with you guys. So I've expanded our platform just a little bit. It's not going to be big enough to kind of, fit everything, of course. I mean, unless we make it really small, which we could do, but we're not going to make it that small. But the first thing I wanted to do is actually going to require some pistons. And so another thing, I don't think this counts as leaving the island. Does this count as leaving the island? Like, be honest, be so for real, does that count as leaving the island? It's still connected to the island, so I would say it doesn't, but some people might have differing opinions on that. All right, so we're gonna make all sorts of pistons here, and I need these slime balls because we need sticky pistons. So we're going to, if I could click the right thing, I'm gonna just make, I guess, 5 of them, because that's how much slime balls we have. 5 of these guys. slap our slime balls on them, get our sticky pistons, and now we are going to make a very important device. Okay, a very important device. It's you know, this could count as cheating, but I'm gonna allow it. All right, guys, so I've come back here and I've built a little contraption. Now, I'm not going to count this as our redstone contraption, but, and again, feel free to call this cheating if you want to. Maybe this counts as cheating, maybe it doesn't, but we're going to need use for this stuff. This is a sand duper, and it's pretty easy. You just put some flowing water down, put sand 1 block above the water, put a sticky piston 2 blocks above the sand so that when it pulls it up, it will fall. And then you just put a lever up on this block here with a thing of redstone going across however far you want the pistons to go. What you do is as you can see, it's created a ton of sand. And if we can just sit here for a second, see that it actually produces sand rather quickly. So the reason I want this is because I want the sand for glass, and I don't want to tear up my island. I guess I could just go around and gather it, but I don't know. I think that mostly becomes dirt after a while, and it does. So yeah, would rather just get the sand duper and use that instead. Sometimes doesn't necessarily work entirely 100%. I think there is some sand loss here and there, and you definitely could make it more efficient with more pistons, but getting the slimes to spawn for it is a massive pain. So we're gonna stick with this for now, and this will pretty much work for our normal needs for what we need to do with our sand. So we have that now. That's another sand thing done. But now, or not a sand, I guess it's not another sand thing, but it is a sand thing done. But we have that now, and we're going to definitely be using that to the full extent for glass later on. I'm going to have a use for that glass in the future, but for now, we're not going to use it too much right now. But I am going to probably dupe a bit more off camera and let that start smelting into glass so we can use it in the future. It is right under the house. Oh, awesome. Well, yes, that's not gonna work out. Okay. New place. Well, that's convenient. All right, let's see. Where is this? Just off the side of the island, it looks like. Right behind the house. Okay. You know what? This is gonna be the new entrance for the mine. We're just gonna, kind of tunnel up through here, I suppose, and then, okay, this is gonna be very annoying, actually. Let's, come on. Okay. Just gotta do that. Make the thing a little bit bigger here. Just like this. And this will be our way up and out of here. So let's see. So we just need a block. Just need to do it like this the whole way up. And this will be our entrance to our mine. Perfect. You know what? This is okay. Just like this. New mine entrance. Nothing fancy. Right behind the house. And this will be our way down into here so that we don't interfere with our skeleton spawner once we get to building a drowning trap around that. You know what? We're going to torch this up just so we know that this is the new way in and out. I think we'll still leave the entrance to like the drowning trap underneath the X, but the main entrance into the mine proper is going to be through this cave here. And let's drop off some blocks, and then we'll go ahead and make that underground, I guess, underground tree farm. Now, before I build this thing, I just want to see, can I... Okay. So I don't know, I don't think... Oh. Oh. Okay. Well, I guess I have to cut all that down now, but that actually helps me out a lot. I wanted to see if I'd be able to plant trees directly next to each other. It looks like it might be more efficient just to put 2-block gap in between them, because I don't know if... I mean, we definitely could if we put the time into it, but we maybe could mayhaps kind of maybe build it so that all of the dirt is together and we just plant like a massive row of saplings under it. I kind of have something of an idea for this. It's not going to be too glamorous, but it is going to be an underground tree farm. The other question is where do we want to put it? Honestly, just at the end of this tunnel here might be pretty convenient. This will be the way in. And I don't have torches on me, of course. I need torches. Okay, so we need to make this thing big enough so that it actually, like, you know, will grow a tree. Obviously, if it's underground, we're going to be a little restricted in terms of height. Unless we keep finding these gravel pits that make it a lot easier. Like, unless conveniently this entire area is just covered in gravel above us, then it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get the height necessary to build this thing. But I think we'll probably... Let me start with mining as high as I can without like, you know, having to scaffold up and seeing if we can grow a tree. I want to see what the dimensions required for growing a tree are. I think if I was to, you know, carve out this whole room into a box shape, I think it would grow a tree, but might add a little bit more and we'll figure that out. Okay, so we have this big old area here. We'll try to... This isn't really the center of it, but we'll try and see if we can't grow a tree down here. I would imagine this is big enough, right? It is indeed. Might need to be a little bit taller, though, because I mean, this is what? The smallest type of tree it can generate? So we're definitely going to have to go higher up on the ceiling for this. Let's knock out, like, 2-3 more layers for this. And then we'll see where that gets us in terms of trees. Okay, roof has been expanded. Let's see what happens now. Need my bone meal. And, oh yeah, here we go. So I think that's the height we need. Now, the problem is I have to expand this a lot farther for this to work properly. And I also don't know how far away from the walls these trees will grow. Will they grow... They won't grow there, but will they grow... Maybe they will. Hold on. Let's see here. We're going to use up the last of our bone meal, but... Oh, they will. That is most important. That is most important for my purposes. Okay. That makes it a lot easier. So what I was kind of thinking was we would have like a big, like, essentially tree, like, hall placed through here. And because of the way the blocks will be placed, or the dirt will be placed, I mean, it'll make it, it'll kind of force the trees to be small, which will reduce a lot of the actual chopping time for it. So this will make it a lot easier to harvest these guys. But now all we have to do is expand it that way. I want it to be a rather long hallway of trees. And guess we'll just see kind of how far this will go. So, okay. Well, we might have to put blocks in between these, because it looks like the only way to get these guys to grow, like when they're right next to each other, is if it's a really tall tree. At least that's what I'm kind of gathering from all of this. So go ahead and cut this down, and we'll just get some saplings planted. It is cool that it's big enough to grow some of the semi-larger trees, not necessarily the giant ones, but some that are at least a little bit larger than the others. I'm not sure. Is there any wood hiding around up in here somewhere? Don't believe so. Doesn't look like it. But it is big enough to spawn some of the bigger, in quotations, trees. So we'll leave these saplings down here and kind of let them grow. And they should be able to grow next to each other, right? These should work. I hope so. I probably should go get more bones and test it. All right. And the moment we've all been waiting for. Ouch. Okay. How about 3 blocks? Can we do 3 blocks? Can do 3 blocks. So 3 blocks apart from each other. Ooh, this is going to make the mining side of things a lot more rigorous, but we will be okay. A-okay. We will be fine. We just need to make this hallway quite a bit longer. And I think we'll be able to wrap up this build. The structure has been completed, at least for the most part. Before we go too much more ahead with this, let's make sure that these guys actually will grow, like every single one down here. So see, that's a pretty good sign there. And it does look like they will all grow. Nice. Okay. That's what we were looking for, was making sure that these would actually grow down here and operate. But I kind of want to do a little bit of extra work on here to make this look a little better. So that is going to take us to the nether, because we are going to need a lot more glowstone than that little thing gave us earlier. Now, the question is about the nether, is that, does that count as leaving the island? Personally, I'm going to say no. And assuming our nether portal links up to where it should be, we should be okay. I don't imagine this causing any rule-breaking issues personally. But again, it doesn't say in the rules that leaving the island includes the nether. So I'm going to assume that this is okay. Now, before we can... Whoa. Get out of the water. I'm getting messed up by a skeleton right now. All right. Before we can go into the nether, we're definitely going to need to bring some food with us. And these pigs that are just conveniently dying in the lava fountain here are making that venture significantly easier. So that's really nice. Probably need to light up the, the island again. But, let's see. So that's 6 pork chops right there. We'll make some bread too, just to have that ready. We'll go ahead and eat one of these just to heal up again. We're probably also going to want to make some new iron armor as well. We're definitely going to need to go mining. I'm going to do that off camera, I'd imagine, but I'm going to get some of these preparations done, and then we'll get into the nether and get some glowstone. I think we'll build the nether portal just right here. I kind of want it to be on top of the island, just so we don't, have it think it's like obstructed for some reason, and then it teleport us who knows where. So, all right, this is the most dangerous place for us, easily. Hopefully it's a good spawn and not really, really terrible, because in this challenge, we don't have... Okay. Well, it's not horrid, but it didn't expose us to any easy glowstone, at least, so I guess I'll do a bit of exploring. It is good that it put us in more of a tunnel, just so gas can't spawn, but I'll come back once we find some glowstone. I think we might be, like, underground. So I guess we'll just dig up a bit and see where this takes us. Got anxious and went ahead and tested it, but the nether portal does indeed take us to back to our island. So we didn't lose the challenge because the nether portal decided to take us somewhere else. This was what we were looking for, was areas where we could actually see what was going on out here. Okay, now this is where we definitely have to be careful. I brought quite a few arrows with me to hopefully deal with some of these ghasts. But we'll also have to see. There's one down there already. Little evil. Ooh. They're so evil. We also don't want to hit a pigman on accident. That would be really bad. Okay. At least they don't take too many, arrows to kill. That would be terrible if they did. But we'll keep placing these torches to kind of mark the way we're going. And I think we'll go for that stuff first. That looks like probably the easiest to get. Actually, a fairly nice size cluster of glowstone as well, so that's going to be nice. I'd like to get enough to at least deck out the underground tree farm, and maybe a little bit of the island with glowstone, depending on how much it is. I think the top of the island I'd use torches, but, glowstone emits a lot more light than torches, so maybe it would be good to have glowstone up there. The gas have been pretty nice so far, but this is like going in my favor suspiciously too much. I'm not complaining, but it is starting to throw me off a little bit with how do I say easy this is going. That's what I was scared of. Okay. All right. That was a little too close for comfort. Oh my god. Never pull that stunt ever again, Minecraft. That was crazy. This lava, it ain't going away. I made it worse. That glowstone is a lost cause. Oh my gosh, okay. My heart sank when I heard that gas fire. Oh my god, and there's another one. All right. We might have gotten all of the easy to grab glowstone in this area. Oh geez. Okay, that oof, okay. Might need a second after that one. That actually made my heart like skip multiple beats, which is how bad that was. Holy. Okay. We got close to 96 glowstone. Probably not enough. Okay. I think those two big chunks of glowstone up there should be all we need to get out of hell. Once we get that, we can finish up the tree farm. How in the world am I supposed to deal with this gas down here? What? Makes it quite a bit easier if he stays down there. He's like right below me. Yeah, I can You gotta go. Okay, I don't know where he went. Just gonna keep going with this. All right, we're out of hell, literally, and we can finish this freaking farm. Jesus. Okay. My god, I wasn't able to get all the glowstone from those two big piles because it got to the point where the gas were so bad that I literally had to like stop. Okay, like I literally had to stop. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh my god, I'm losing my mind. I am losing my freaking mind. It was so bad. It was so bad. Okay, we got 3 full stacks of glowstone with a little bit more to live on here. This should be more than enough. So we have what is that? That's a 100. I think that's 130 even. So that's that should be, no, that's more than that. That's 158. No, more than that. I'm just stupid. You know, I'm not even gonna try. Not even gonna try. Okay, so I've cooled off a bit by chopping down the trees that were in here because well, for one, I needed the space, and also I needed time to clear my brain because I actually hate the nether so much. Anyways, what I was thinking we would do, and this might be a little overkill, but for one, mobs won't spawn down here, and two, it'll look better, probably. We're gonna make big lines of glowstone around basically the entirety of the grow beds here, from extending from both walls. So we're basically just gonna do this all the way across, and we should have more than enough glowstone to get this done. And no, evil cannot misplace glowstone. You do not, it does not always give you back what you need. And just to kind of wrap this up, we will also do cobblestone on all the places that aren't dirt or glowstone. So it will have more of a pattern look to it, but this will be very much an efficient underground tree farm. They'll have ample lighting, ample space, and most importantly, mobs won't spawn down here and harass me every time I try to, cut down a tree. Well, alrighty, folks, that wraps up the underground tree farm, at least for now. If we survive on this long enough, get all the challenges done, I think we can definitely do some redecorating on some of these builds that we're making, but for right now, the utility of this has been done, created, completed. It's a working farm. We know it works. We've tested it. And now it should be even more efficient with the glowstone in here. But recap of what we did today. We dug out this big area, made it into a tree farm, went to the nether, stressed my mind out, got a ton of glowstone, and used that glowstone to make this place look a little bit better. And hopefully more efficient. But that's pretty much what we did today. Also, we made our sand duper, which I'm going to be using off camera here once I get this wrapped up and uploaded. But I am going to leave this episode here. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you made it this far, a double thank you. Once again, my name is Slappy Burger, and I hope you have a blessed evening.